Hello digital art students. I'm going to run you through some of cutout image, the tutorial that shows you how to use the polygon lasso tool and cut images out. Alright, so first you'll look on the tutorial and I want you to click right on the image of the crab. This brings up the full resolution version, and from here you can right click and go to copy image. And this is one way I really like to use images with Photoshop. So I switch back to Photoshop and I go up to File, New, and right away Photoshop knows I have something on the clipboard. When I copy it, it goes to the clipboard and it has the preset of what that image is. So I could call this cutout, hit OK, and then it comes up blank. The first thing I'm going to do is hit Command V or Edit Paste, and up comes the crab on its own layer, which is very important. You want the crab on its own layer. When it starts out on the background, it gets difficult. Now let's just jump right into this. The tutorial, if you follow it exactly, it will work. I'm going to show you a different way of approaching it. A subtractive approach, rather, but I'll just get right into it. If I press Command Spacebar, it brings up the zoom tool. So I'm going to zoom in. Then if I hold the spacebar, I can pan up like that. And if I hold Command Spacebar and Option, I can zoom out a little. Okay, that's perfect. I can see the edge of the image and the crab. So I'm going to start up here, off the edge, and you'll see why in a moment. I click once, I click again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and I'm trying to get as much of this crab detail as I can. We won't call it crabby detail, but just really get every little contour. Now let's pretend that I got a good portion of this. Did you notice what just happened? I accidentally double clicked and it created the selection that I didn't really necessarily want. But watch what happens. If I hit delete, away it goes, and I've just taken a part of this crab image away, and that's what I want you to do. At this point, you just hit Command D or deselect. That selection goes away, and then I'm going to move to the next portion. And maybe I'll start down over here, up here. I click once, click again, again, again. And then once I'm over to here, I can just click all the way up here and then back where I started. Now notice as I get close here, that little circle comes up. That means it's ready to make a selection. So I click, the crawling ants come, I hit delete, Command D, and move on to the next. If you're confused where the polygon lasso tool is, it hides sometimes out over here. The regular lasso tool you can draw with, it's not as precise. So you may think you want to use it, but I want you to use the polygon lasso tool. So if I zoom out a bit, you can see I'm just going to work my way around. So don't get too far ahead of yourself, because the problem is if you put in all this work and I select way out over here and I get a huge selection, I accidentally double click or I do something wrong and it messes up. So just pieces at a time. Even in here I can cut out the center part, and you would take a little more time and be much more careful and precise. Let's pretend I did a really good job. And then I hover around there. That's going to make my selection, and I press delete. Command D to deselect, move to the next step. For this tutorial, you're going to need to find a background eventually. So once you have your crab isolated on a layer, you'll go to make an image search of a sandy beach, and find something that's appropriate. This might work. Okay, you want to look for a large image, and you can find one that's similar to the image in the tutorial. I don't want you to use the exact image in the tutorial. You find your own sandy beach. Okay? So that is cutout image using the polygon lasso tool. Remember, the crab needs to be on its own layer. Thank you for learning.